3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right, guys. Welcome back to Nerds in the Gym podcast. I'm Brandon, joined always by
Joe Jennings.
And Marco. Today is October 22nd, 2020.
And today's podcast is brought to you by Vite Enterprises. Vite Enterprises by Adrian Vite was a kind of a well-rounded toy, memorabilia, and also radiated squid apocalyptic beast company that came around right towards the end of the mid-50s.
And they're the sponsor?
They're our sponsor.
Are they back or did they never go away?
Old money, Brandon. Old money doesn't go away.
All right. Sounds good. How's everyone doing today? Anything good going on?
No, nothing good is going on, Brandon.
I'm doing
sucks.
I'm doing great, but I want to apologize because I got a little bit loud the first thing I said because I leaned in to try to see what the date was. So I leaned in close to the mic, so it may have been loud on some people's ears.
Hey, Marco, I'm curious. Why are you now apologizing for your sudden and violent volume changes?
Because you guys were talking and I tried not to interrupt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, mark it down. October 22nd, 2020. Marco grew a heart. He is learning. We are teaching him things.
I know, I'm like, it's the difference between the Grinch at the beginning of the movie and the end of the movie.
Is that what this podcast is about? Are we teaching Marco how to be a man?
I've been a man for 2 years.
Hold on, Marco, what movie are you talking about?
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
And there's character development?
Yes. He doesn't have a heart in the beginning of the movie and then does at the end.
Really? Does something happen to make him grow a heart?
Sidney Lou Who teaches him the true meaning of Christmas.
Oh, sorry, I'm not familiar with the source material. And tell me more about this Grinch.
Wait, you don't read Dr. Seuss?
Not usually, no. I don't read too much. Is Dr. Seuss like a famous author?
Okay, now I know you're messing
with me. Former Nazi war criminal.
Keyword is former. People can change.
People can change.
Or he
And
just
out to
died.
the camera and wink.
Oh, we have the camera set up. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Hi, fans. Mom.
You
Other
act like
moms.
Mom would listen to this.
I think she'd listen to it if she knew Joe was on it, but if she knew you were involved, probably not.
You know what? I think the three of us are more like 2.5 men. You guys are the 2 men, I'm the half of one.
All
Have
right.
you ever seen the show?
No.
I don't like it because I think he's tooling me up to be Alan.
I feel like you're a little more of a Charlie Sheen type.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Him?
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving me the chance to be...
Tiger Blood?
No, he is not Charlie Sheen.
Okay, thank God. Whew.
All right, well that got off the rails real quick.
Have you guys seen the John Wick movies?
No.
How dare you, both. Shame on both of you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Both watch the John Wick movies.
The only Keanu
Definitely.
Reeves movie I've ever seen is The Matrix, and I was like 8 years old and we were camping. That's all I remember.
Did you toast marshmallows?
Brandon, you go watch the John Wick movies. Marco, you go watch all the Matrix movies. And then the John Wick movies.
I heard that the second, third, and whatever one they're on now are terrible. Well,
Didn't stop you from watching the prequels.
Ooh.
the prequels are bad,
Burn.
but I make fun of them as I watch them.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
do it
just
for
calm it
Matrix.
down because I feel like you guys are setting me up again. 2 and 3 have merit.
What kind of merit?
They're enjoyable films.
Episode 2. Episode 2 is objectively worse than episode 1.
Episode 2 may be the worst in the franchise.
I disagree.
How dare you?
Oh,
Episode 1 is some of the most boring filmmaking. I can't defend episode 1. I'll defend episode 2 and 3 all day.
How do you defend episode 2? What about episode 2 did you like?
Well, what about episode 2 did you not like? And then we'll go back from there.
The romance story, the
Yeah,
terrible
writing was
dialogue.
horrible.
Okay, hold on. So you don't like romance? I mean, this is kind of a
Venom?
trend
Not
in this podcast. I feel like we had to explain
No, no, no.
romantic
It
comedy.
was the writing for me. He's a lot.
It's the writing, but no, it's how Anakin goes about being a pervert throughout the entire movie.
Well, he is Darth Vader.
That is true.
Being a pervert. So
Actually,
hold on.
Natalie Portman's clothing choices, though, in this movie.
You really think she's the one that chose
George
the outfits?
Lucas's idea for costume design for her was great.
I don't know if he's being serious or not.
Do you think that George Lucas chose her clothing?
He was also the same person that told Carrie Fisher there's no underwear in space.
Yeah, because it was an indie movie.
Because he's an old perv. Oh, yeah, because it's an indie movie.
So I'm confused. What, you didn't like the writing?
The writing was horrible. The casting was pretty
Well, can
bad.
you give me an example of why it was bad writing?
Marco, please use your encyclopedic knowledge of the writing in episode 2 to tell him why.
I don't like sand. It's coarse, it's rough, it's irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Right, so you're mad at Hayden Christensen. I don't think that's a bad line.
That's
I
a
think
terrible line.
I don't think he was that bad. I think they wrote him terribly. I think with good writing and directing, he could have been much better.
Yes.
So if that was the case, he would be in other films.
Yeah, but he got typecast as this horrible person.
I think
They
you
set
guys
him up
are-
for failure.
I think you guys are a little harsh on this film.
Okay, hold on. Then why is Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars series way better than he is in the prequels? That's due to writing.
Right, because they had 10 years after the. Oh, are you talking about new episodes or right
Well,
immediately?
they had like 30 years for this.
Yeah.
30 years? What are you talking about?
They had 30.
From the original movies.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I think they just took what was wrong with the movies and was able to fix them.
Sorry for the loud banging. Joe dropped his mic.
Did it bang?
Out of anger.
I don't know. I don't know if it banged. Like, look, there's a bit of a spike in there.
Hey, can you guys, how my levels sound? It moved a little bit.
Oh, fine.
Check me out on the audio there. Yeah? Alright.
I don't know. I know a lot of it for me is nostalgic. I remember seeing 2 and 3 in theaters. I think 1 is awful. I've tried to watch 1 recently. It's like I don't care about pod racing.
The fight scene, those are great. And the soundtrack.
The
You're
fight
remembering
scenes-
it wrong.
No,
And just
the-
the last fight scene.
Yeah.
That's it.
The best
The last 10 minutes is great.
Yeah, but the actual story I can get into in that movie as well. How Sidious is developing his political plot in order to become the emperor, essentially, the Galactic Empire.
What's that, episode 2?
That's in all 3 movies.
Well, it's in all 3, but it really starts with episode 1.
Wait.
Oh.
This
No,
is who
like
you teamed up with,
like-
by the way.
no, it's
Can
in
I
all.
change my mind?
It's in all.
Episode 2's fine.
It's in all 3 episodes, but he goes over the entire plan within episode. Am I being too loud? Maybe a
Almost
little bit.
always.
No, you're good.
But like in episode 1, they really set up the entire thing of all of his planning and stuff, and you see what he's going to do. They foreshadow the future essentially.
I want to go on a limb here. I feel like episode 1 was more visually impressive than episode 2.
I think what happened is in episode 2 they tried using too much CGI. There's more practical effects in this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll agree. But Star Wars was always kind of on the cutting edge.
Right.
So I don't blame George Lucas for trying to take that technology.
Are you
and
saying
launch
that his
it.
weakness is he tried too hard?
I think he just loves too much.
He loves too much.
Do you know that they spent a ridiculous amount of money when they cast in Liam Neeson because they had to raise all the set pieces up by a couple feet because he was too tall for them?
Okay, I have a hard time believing that.
Just search it.
Because he's not that much taller than Ewan McGregor.
I think it was more for the scenes on Tatooine because of the huts that they have to go in.
So why wouldn't they just have him hunch over?
But also, why are they increasing them by a couple feet if he's only a few inches taller?
I think it was
than
like a
us?
foot for everything or something. I don't know. That's what I read.
Mark,
He read on his own blog.
Now we're degrading a little bit. No, that's the 3rd time. Tell us where you got this information from.
Let me go.
I don't want to know from the
phone?
phone.
All right. So anyway, I feel like people are harshly judge the prequels. I feel like they age well. I feel there's that nostalgic, definitely. I know they're not like amazing movies, but they're not as bad as everyone says.
Also, I think a lot of money ruined them. They had too much money. Like, they scraped by. I don't know. If you have a deficit of funds, you're much more likely to try harder with the things that are cheaper, which is good writing and making the characters, like enhancing your characters.
It is weird to watch the CGI now versus then, because if they waited another 10 years, I feel like they could have done something even better.
Yeah.
But hindsight's 2020. That early 2000s CGI.
I did really enjoy this scene here. Like, a fascinating idea to have a fight scene where they're face to face but can't do anything. It has never happened in a fight scene before.
I would argue this is probably the best lightsaber duel in Star Wars,
Right.
which it just happens to be in the weakest movie.
I'd agree.
So they rebuilt all the doorways so that he could walk through them without ducking.
Okay, but a couple feet?
And it cost him a lot of money. I guess it depends what a lot of money is, because it cost him $25. And it's 3 doorways.
Couldn't he also just duck? Wouldn't that look much cooler if you had like your badass Master Jedi having to duck to get through doors?
Do you remember the first time seeing this fight scene and when you realize he's gonna die?
Yeah.
Do you remember that feeling?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you because I was just like, oh, obviously he's gonna be in every movie.
Yeah, because
It's like, this is my favorite and he's awesome. And then like I see him get.
They Sean Beaned him.
It cost them $150,000.
That's crazy.
Well,
That's a lot of money.
they used union workers.
Heyo. Brandon, hear that, everybody? Brandon hates unions.
Oh.
Where's the camera? Unions.
Only because I'm not part of one. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm part of a
He
union.
comes back. Have you guys seen the documentary where Ewan McGregor travels across country with his friend? I think his name is Charlie.
It's a motorcycle one, right?
They
It's
have a
relatively new.
motorcycle. Well, there's a new one coming out, but this one's probably like 10 years old. Maybe?
Yeah, there's one 10 years ago, and then they have a new one coming out.
It's actually a very interesting and fun thing to watch, especially if you like motorcycles. Guys, you like motorcycles? Guys,
I think
Marco
they're
likes
dangerous.
motorcycles.
I think they're dangerous.
Motorcycles?
that was my question, Marco.
You would slip and fall while on gravel, and then
You're thinking Mario Kart, and that's a banana peel.
Do we have a comment section for this fight scene?
Oh, we
I
could
know.
actually.
I
yeah.
feel like it's popular enough that people might go back and watch it.
Yeah, right.
Or you know how YouTube just kind of recommends things?
Mm-hmm.
what would we do? Why does the top comment Anakin meets Padme with a link to that YouTube video?
Because they pinned it. It's the person that.
Oh, I can't read that.
This is how we found out that Marco can't read.
Tune in next week as
No,
we do the Marco Can You See This test.
I couldn't see the
spot
pin by
run.
filmic box, but now I can see it.
All right, riveting. All right, Joe, while you start brainstorming, I got a question for Marco.
You
Okay.
guys take over here.
Marco, best lightsaber duel in Star Wars. Would you agree that's this one, or do you have another one in mind?
This one's really good, and then the one Anakin versus Obi-Wan's pretty good in Episode 3.
You guys are killing me because you're saying they're awful movies, but all of a sudden the best action scenes are from these movies? You're insane.
Yeah, but action doesn't make a movie. Story development, good dialogue,
Characters. It's all about the
good
characters.
characters.
Have
Yeah.
you ever heard of an action movie?
No.
Don't
No.
care for them. Why do you think I haven't watched the John Wick movies?
How dare you?
You find an ally and immediately turn against them. Like, oh, good. Brandon's shitting on me. Joe's got my back. Oh wait, I'm just gonna take out the one thing Joe just said he liked.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You guys need to watch John Wick. It is such. They're all three of them.
They're
killer
good.
movies.
Right now, the fourth one of that, or whatever one they're on, and the new Matrix movie are set to release on the same day.
I did hear that because they're two different, not organizations, two different studios.
Yeah.
But good for Keanu Reeves coming back and doing some sequels.
Surprised he doesn't have like some like workout routine or something.
I'm sure he does, Marco. I'm sure
Sure.
he doesn't just wake up that shredded.
I don't
Or
think
do you
he-
think you want a home video of Keanu Reeves working you through a workout?
I don't know. I don't know what I was looking for. I don't really care, I guess.
Keanu Reeves.
This is what I got for a comment so far.
Anyone know where the bottom half of Darth Maul went? Asking for a friend. I think it's good. You're gonna open up a bottle of worms because we actually do know what happens.
Oh, that's true, right? Is it with the bottom half or the top half?
No, we just know what happens with the top half, because then he gets spider legs from this trash planet he goes to. But we don't know what happens to the bottom half.
Is the intention of what we're doing in the bottom half clear enough in this comment, or do I need to make it a little bit more on the nose?
I think you could make it a little more on the nose.
I think some space prostitute is using it for their pleasure.
How dare you, Marco?
That kind of
Don't be
weird.
gross.
So quick. Just hanging out there high on spice with his space prostitutes.
Well, I have something to talk about. So before we left to the gym to come here, I said, how do I make people uncomfortable? Do I actually make people uncomfortable, or are you guys messing with me?
We're gonna gloss right over that one.
I was just
Oh
like,
my God.
this got a little
So I do make people uncomfortable. What do I do? Be me?
Marco, this is not the time for that.
I was about to say, you wait till the heartfelt podcast about nerd topics. So like, how do I fix this?
Well, maybe it's my
Oh my
nerd
God. Am I a monster?
Is it because I nerdgasm out loud?
No, but that certainly doesn't help you.
Circle that on the map. You said something about like having mom make us a banging lunch.
How's okay? Hold on. That makes people uncomfortable.
Here, how about this? Wait for it.
Oh my.
Comment section stays the same, and you just had hashtag butt stuff.
I feel like that gets the point across, right?
Yes.
It seems like every.
Now I want to click this.
Uh-oh.
100 people tell us if they've ever done butt stuff. Butt stuff basics. Oh my god.
Alright, we're going back. We're backtracking. We're getting out of there. Bail.
We went down the wrong rabbit hole.
Man.
Alright, so we had that. We didn't really have it. We had Borat 2 as a trailer for today.
Looks hilarious.
It's not really. This is gonna stray from Nerds in the Gym content.
I don't think it does. I think
No?
it falls under it.
All right.
What I like about Borat is that he somehow makes a political statement
I mean, the
in
guy's
the most ridiculous.
He's a
tone.
genius.
Yeah.
He's a straight genius, and it's like the ultimate entrapment. It's like what's that Dateline? It's like Dateline for just idiots. You know, they try to trap the people.
The pedophiles?
The
Yeah, with
pedophiles.
Chris Hansen.
Yeah, it's like he does the same thing, but just with like dum-dums across the board. Did you?
Sorry, your analogy got weird.
Did you watch his show?
No, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, the
Yeah.
LAG show.
No, the LG show. This is America or.
Oh, the newer
The
one.
newest,
on HBO.
yeah.
I saw the clips.
It was
And
good.
the things he can do,
Oh, it's crazy. And the thing, it's not even the things he can do; it's the things he gets other people to do. It's wild.
the things they get to admit, and I'm so confused because like you can obviously tell he's in costume, but like in person somehow no one can tell he's in costume.
Did you guys hear what happened about him from this movie?
The Rudy Giuliani thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just pulling up on my phone to talk about.
Okay, if you want to pull something up, have me do it on the laptop. Everyone can see, Mark.
Well, no, because
Not
I-
your
this
own
is the-
personal
No,
cell phone.
because I was trying to figure out what his name was so then I could ask you to search it.
We finally embraced the screen that Marco's been talking about, and he's looking at commercials. He's distracted.
Because I didn't know this stupid guy's name.
Whoa,
Whoa.
Marco making a political stance.
Wow. That man saved New York City in the 90s, Marco. Not that you would remember.
He also tore it down.
He was torn down shortly after.
Maybe he has a god complex, maybe he doesn't.
Interesting. So it looks like we're getting that.
Well, can someone give me a quick rundown
Yeah,
of what supposedly
basically
happened?
that girl that is in the trailer,
Yeah.
like his daughter, is supposed to be 15. She's obviously not. The actress is older. But she is in an interview with Rudy Giuliani and seducing him, and apparently he puts his hands down his pants during the interview.
So on Twitter, he ended up making a statement later saying that it was fabricated and that he was just trying to tuck his shirt in.
Yes, yeah.
Which is also something you don't do in
Right.
front of people anyways.
I put my hands. Well, okay.
And we're back to why Marco makes people uncomfortable. You're just hanging out with your
No,
hands in your
because
pants.
like
Hi,
what?
welcome to Southeast Kettlebell.
On the
Don't
ins-
mind me, my hands are cold.
On the inside of my shorts, I have this thing to tie them so then they don't fall down. So I tighten them, and yes, sometimes it's in front of people, and then I gotta put it back in.
Well, Marco, maybe not do that anymore. But as far as the movie itself, it looked, especially if it's on streaming, why wouldn't you check it out?
So he also said to her after he took her mic off in the interview, "You can give me your phone number and your address." We're on Reason Magazine right now, which is trying to defend it, and their defense is pretty weak at best.
People are creepy.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is just like, why did she take off her microphone? Like,
He
you don't-
takes off her microphone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he could ask her that.
What a creep.
Pulling a tube in, what does that mean?
Yeah, so Reason Magazine, which is conservative, is saying that he was tucking his shirt in. Which it's hard to believe after asking for her address. And
Yeah,
I don't know.
especially if she's
I haven't seen
15.
it yet, so but yeah,
We'll see it soon enough.
yeah, it'll be out.
But it's crazy because it feels he's on all the talk shows playing Borat again. He's doing interviews as Borat. So it's just that kind of that time period from like 10 years ago where it's like taken over again.
I never
But-
saw the first one.
Classic. But you will watch the second one. If we know anything about Marco, he loves a sequel.
One, like I have seen sequels, I've seen the first one before, but I don't think it's that common that I do that.
Oh, most def. Most def.
The hip hop artist.
Took me a second. No, but with the Borat, coming to streaming. I think it'll do well. But they did scenes about coronavirus, so
Yeah.
that means they filmed it during the coronavirus.
Well, I think the thing was filmed in a couple weeks.
Right.
Like it was a real short turnover.
So I don't know if he's had this idea for a while of wanting to do it, or if he just woke up and like, oh, everything's shut down. I'm gonna film this with minimum people.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like he's been wanting to make a sequel, and then he just found out this perfect time.
This,
COVID going on with the election coming up.
October 23rd. So it's out actually tomorrow, guys.
Oh wow,
On Prime.
that's exciting.
Hopefully it's released at midnight. That bad boy.
I remember, me and two of my friends went. I won't name any names, and one of them saw it. We went to go see Bruno.
Mhm.
The next thing he did after, and there was a lot of male nudity in that. And my one friend I've never seen him so shocked and appalled in my entire life. It was hilarious. He
I
was,
think I know which friend you're talking about.
scarred after that movie.
Was this the one whose dad was like hardcore Christian?
That describes most of my friends.
Oh.
I was a part of a junior cult when I was a kid. They inducted me in. I didn't know about it until I was much older.
It was called middle school. They kept making me take Western civilization.
It was called Reading Rainbow. There was a guy named LeVar Burton that used to hold us against our will.
That sounds inappropriate.
See, he has no idea.
Oh, you have no idea about Reading Rainbow, huh?
No.
It was a show on PBS back in
Oh,
the day.
okay. All right.
Before we move on to LeVar Burton, did we want to double back to the comment section? Does anybody have a good
Yeah,
Borat?
right. It's hard for a comment for Borat because it's already so funny.
A hero
I
has
think we go puns for this one.
Puns?
Yeah.
Oh man, is there gonna be a lot of silence with us trying to think of one?
Okay, so I think that we should do something where we talk about a new entry into the Urban Dictionary called a Giuliani, and that'll be like putting your hands on your pants, but saying that you're tucking it in. So it's the excuse for doing one thing when you're really doing something else.
I like it.
So we have to put that into a YouTube comment.
Do you think
Okay.
people will pick up on it?
Most definitely.
Okay.
It's a pretty big story.
Yeah.
All right, well, Joe's working on that. We're going to kick it over here.
All right. So what were we gonna?
What you and I were going to discuss?
Yeah. Were you gonna ask me a question?
I mean, you could ask me a question. I could ask you a question.
Did you just have to describe to Marco how conversations work?
Do you have a story you wanted to tell? Do you have a story you want me to tell?
Yeah, that's a good story. So wait, was this last weekend that I met my gamer friend?
Okay, we're going to go into there. Yeah, go for it, Marco.
Yeah. So last weekend.
Hold on 1 second, Marco. All right, guys, open up your nursery books because it's story time.
Story time.
Story time. All right, Marco, set it up. Take it away.
So last weekend, during the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War beta, I got to play some multiplayer with probably my favorite YouTuber. I've subscribed to him since like 2010, FaZe Jev. If you're out there listening to this, it was a pleasure playing with you. But yeah,
Now it got weird.
I got to, I don't know, it was just kind of cool. I got to play a match with him. He actually talked to me in game too. It wasn't like riveting conversation, it was just like, hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. Watch your videos and stuff, and cool. I got play of the game that match. He told me I was a good player, that really hit home. But yeah, it was kind of cool that he actually like talked, because like I've been in games before with people that are like famous from playing video games, but they don't like talk back to you, but he actually put his mic on and talked back.
That's pretty sweet. And you said you were working on getting the video for it. Any luck with that, or?
So I have the video on my PlayStation. I'm going to try to download it off there.
Do you know if he was recording at the time by any chance? Or?
He was not recording. He usually records like midday. This was late, like 8 o'clock at night.
Nice. That's pretty cool though. Do you have anything you want to take back from last week where you're upset about the system rankings?
No,
Or
I'm
how they
still
set
I'm
the
still
game?
upset about that, because like
Even though they just put you up on the YouTuber level.
Well, no, like I've been on that level the past couple of years because of skill-based matchmaking. It's just the fact that like you used to get into matches like that once in a while beforehand, before they implemented this strong skill-based matchmaking, but now it's every single match. You're getting into like basically these professional gaming tournaments as opposed to just something casual.
So you're still not for it?
Still not for it.
Wow, I'm surprised. I thought this would have turned it right around.
No. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, imagine just playing every single game you play as hard as, like, trying to, like, using the best weapons, best, like, class setup and everything, as opposed to using, like, a variety of things, using things that are a bit weaker. Because, like, when you play in those higher skilled matches, people are going to use what's called the meta. Like, the best guns, the best perks and everything, best attachments.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, when you play in those lower skilled ones, the people are using a variety of things, not sticking to that one play style. So then you're also able to use a variety of things without really being put at a disadvantage. And you can just be casual and fun.
How many YouTubers do you have to play with before you change your mind? 2?
None.
3?
No. I will never change my mind on this stance. Because if they just do connection-based matchmaking over the skill-based matchmaking, you'll still pair up with them once in a while.
Marco, I don't want you paired up once in a while. I want you on the regular.
No, I'm good.
You already looked up his address.
I've
already seen pictures of his family.
I don't want my blood pressure skyrocketing right before I go to bed.
So play early in the morning. Or just stalk this guy. He plays mid-afternoon. Play mid-afternoon.
I could do that.
Now, is it
He pretty much plays from the time he wakes up till he goes to bed. That's all he does.
Respect. As a non-gamer, Marco, is Game Boy still cool?
Yeah, if you want to go rock out a Game Boy, go right ahead.
Like a Game Boy Color.
You can actually, even better, get an emulator on your computer and play it. And then you get all the games and stuff for free too.
Ooh. And just stealing from Nintendo.
Well,
all right,
they're
man.
going to lose money at some point.
Congratulations. Cool story.
Thank
Cool
you.
story. Joe, we're back at you. Still stuck in the comment section.
Yeah,
huh?
having a hard time with it. There's a lot of pressure on me recently to be funny. I don't feel like I can do it.
All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't we come back to this after we're
We'll
done
get
and
back to it.
we'll do a think tank.
You want to do a think tank?
Yeah.
So speaking of think tanks, there's this new burger. I don't understand what it is. You guys can explain this new burger thing to me that McDonald's is doing.
The Travis Scott meal.
Yeah, what is the deal with that?
He basically partnered up with McDonald's. They're selling a meal called the Travis Scott meal, which is just the things he normally gets when he goes to McDonald's. I don't even know. It's like a quarter pounder cheeseburger or something with fries and a Coke or something.
It's a Sprite, you animal.
A Sprite. Okay, sorry.
You think Travis Scott is having Cokes? How dare you?
Well, he's having some type of Coke, I assume.
Wow.
Just an unnecessary shot.
So my
He's a
question
father.
is, I don't know who he is. So it's not more
He's a
than me
rapper.
to go get.
He's one of those mumble rappers that goes drop a beat to that.
I think you're thinking of Snuffleupagus, and he's a Sesame Street character.
He's also super popular, and Marco doesn't listen to music. So I feel like not having Marco's.
I don't listen to his music.
So Marco, who would be your? Who's it, Travis Scott? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Who's your Travis Scott meal? What brings you to McDonald's?
Harrison Ford.
The Harrison Ford. What does the Harrison Ford meal consist of?
Maybe they make a Millennium Falcon shaped burger. Actually, fun fact, you know that's where George Lucas got the design for the Millennium Falcon? Somebody took a bite out of a burger, or like 2 bites out of a burger, and that's where he came up with the design for it.
Which is it, 1 bite or 2 bites?
So, the
Millennium Falcon or the Rebel symbol? Because the Rebel symbol looks like 2 bites.
The Millennium Falcon. I swear to God, you can go search it.
Alright, Marco.
Go search it.
Everyone knows
So
you're
is it
staunch
the
atheist.
Harrison Ford meal or is it the Han Solo meal?
Well, they're the same person, essentially.
Okay.
How dare you?
One.
They're
Well,
both
you take
savages.
this.
They're
And
both
you
savages.
Mention Fugitive at least twice.
Fugitive is a great movie. Let's talk about Air Force One as well.
Those are shoes.
So, anyways, Han Solo was 3 movies.
Uh-huh.
Now what? 4? 5 if you want to count the cameo. It's a character. Harrison Ford entertained people for 50 years with his acting chops. Just natural actor. He shows up one day on the set. He's a carpenter, and they're like, "No, you're a movie star," and that's the 70s.
Well, I think the whole Millennium Falcon thing Yeah, see, inspired by a hamburger.
Don't you change the subject.
Yeah, you keep talking. Man.
When you look at that camera, you apologize to Harrison Ford right now, because if he finds out that
But-
you're dissing him,
That is very, like, relatable.
Tell me that doesn't look like more like a cheeseburger, 2 bites taken out of it.
It does.
the rebel symbols.
So are we realizing right now that all of George Lucas's influence are food based? Because I'm not surprised.
Oh, are you saying it's because he's fat?
I'm trying to think of how he sounds. He's more like Kermit the Froggy, so he's just like. Oh,
That looks nothing like a
delicious.
cheeseburger with a bite taken out of it.
Well, no, I think it said that, like, where the cockpit is, that it was an olive or something.
An olive on a cheeseburger?
No, it was off to the side of the
Why would there
cheeseburger.
be one
side
olive
of
on a
olives?
cheeseburger?
No, I think it was like
Where's the bite taken out of?
the middle part where.
So he smushed the burger and then nibbled. I don't know.
There's a lot of holes in this story.
I don't know what he saw. He's the one that designed it.
I do have a funny story about this exact thing where George Lucas gets inspiration. They're talking about the high ground in episode 3. And the writer that wrote it, it was literally because him and George Lucas had to walk back to whatever place they were staying at the hotel every day. And it would be who had the high ground because it was inclined. And that's just where they got it. They wanted to throw it in there. And it becomes one of the most ridiculous, beloved lines of cinema of all time.
I thought you searched George Lucas and J.J. Abrams popped up.
You love that? Do you love it?
They're two different people.
Let's get back to this Harrison Ford meal. Is the
Um,
idea that he didn't say oatmeal and warm milk? Because Harrison Ford is 72 years old. Maybe something he would enjoy?
Ayo. Soft food.
But yeah,
Marcus,
sorry.
soft
I don't
foods.
think you can just put Harrison Ford into a 3-movie box.
well, I don't know what he would eat. Like, thinking of a celebrity and thinking about what they would eat, that's pretty hard. I don't know what celebrities eat.
Well, Mark, I don't think we're going to run it by him anytime soon, so just take a shot in the dark. Travis Scott's got a Big Mac? What does Harrison Ford want?
I don't know. Well, I think he's on a pescatarian diet, so give me a nice fish sandwich.
All right,
Yes,
you just
sir.
tanked the Harrison Ford meal for everyone by choosing the most ridiculous menu item at McDonald's.
I already hate where this is going.
I'll have the...
With like a
Fish
salad
ranch.
with maybe a salad on the side.
With a sensible side salad. The idea that...
You look like a scruffy looking
And maybe,
fishmonger.
and maybe he gets sugar-free tea. That's the Harrison Ford meal.
Well, you know the other part of it is you have to go to the drive-thru and order it. And so everyone's blasting Travis Scott at these poor McDonald's workers.
The specifically sicko mode.
Specifically Sicko Mode.
Yeah, that's the name of the song that they're blasting.
That Marco has both never heard of, but also listens to.
No, I've heard it.
But anyway, so what happens with you order the Harrison Ford meal? You just go up and you just mumble and you just like, Harrison Ford.
Maybe you drive up and you say, "Chewie, punch it!" Or maybe you say, "That belongs in a museum."
I imagine it's like chicken nuggets shaped like airplanes. He likes
And you
airplanes.
crash him into
Crash
the
them
barbecue
into
sauce.
barbecue. There you go.
Or
Dunzo.
you say, "I want the Harrison Ford meal," but you gotta do the Harrison Ford point that he does in all of his movies.
Do you think there's videos at drive-thrus?
Don't they have a
He's
camera on
sitting
you
there
as well?
thinking that you're talking to the person inside the box. He thinks there's a person inside of there.
Yeah, they have a midget.
Yeah, you never heard the song "Man in a Box"?
We have to watch this at some point. There's a YouTube collection of every Matthew McConaughey saying "all right" in his entire.
We can definitely
career.
play that because that's only gotta be like a second clip per thing, right? All right.
I don't know if our listeners wanna hear him say that.
Have you heard the Owen Wilson Wow compilations? Wow.
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 Many times.
Wow.
All right, Joe. Thumbs up or thumbs down on the fish witch with a side of salad, sweet tea.
No,
Come on.
unsweetened tea.
I'm going hard thumbs down. It sounds like Harrison Ford's an ancient plantation owner.
He's trying to preserve his body. Give him credit.
For the record, I mean, should I go also try and pitch a Harrison Ford meal, or do I go with a different
Just to
celebrity?
combat
I mean, you
mine.
could go with a different celebrity, but I can't actually think of the things that McDonald's has, which is making this much tougher.
I'm trying to think. I don't go there very often, but I'm thinking like if you're doing a Harrison Ford meal, you're gonna want like an egg witch, or egg McMuffin. Sorry, egg McMuffin, double bacon, double egg.
All right, now you're.
I just told
'Cause
you
he's a
though.
man.
He's
He's a man.
pescatarian.
He doesn't have to eat it. He's 72 years old. He's just cashing checks.
Then how is it the Harrison Ford meal if he can't even eat it?
He can eat it if he wants to. He doesn't want to. That's what makes it the Harrison Ford meal.
That is fair.
I think mine's more logical.
You had your chance. I don't think.
Give him his fish sandwich, his salad, and his unsweetened tea.
You also have to get other people to get it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about how weird it is with marketing that just because they put Travis Scott's name on it, McDonald's is selling a
boatload of these.
Are they getting sold?
They're running out of ingredients in some locations.
Oh.
For something you could get without the Travis Scott label.
Right.
And do you think
Marco's paying more not to get the deal? He's like, I'll have the Big Mac, a side of fries, and a Sprite. Oh, the Travis Scott meal? No. All separately.
No, don't talk about Travis Scott.
Not the Travis Scott meal. Look, I've never seen Travis Scott in my life. It's the worst hamburger of all time.
Well, you had to imagine though that uptick in price, they're probably giving him some of the profit. Why would I support him if I don't support him?
No, Marco, it's a deal, so it's less together.
You would deliberately go out of your way to pay more money not to support someone that you have no real issues with?
Yes.
But he thinks like McDonald's is just like every meal you get a
Because I
penny.
can't understand what he's saying in his songs.
Well, I think other people can.
Actually, wait, no, I can't understand what he says in his songs.
Here we go.
I take that
This
back.
is the third time. The third time he's going to say he's never heard any songs.
Every time.
Are McDonald's toys still a thing?
Yes.
Like, I don't know if you...
Yes, they are. I got a Poe Dameron bobblehead last year.
Okay, that was a year ago, Marco.
Marco, I have a feeling... do you want to take this one?
Well, how much further am I going to take it?
Who knows?
Well, that's why I could finish my sentence. Because, like, growing up, it used to be, like, a huge deal. Like, you want
Right.
to collect all 6, you'd beg your parents to, like, go get this.
Yeah.
And again, you shouldn't be feeding your kids this stuff. We learned later on. But it's just like, it was collectibles, there was commercials, it was, like, a big deal.
Do you remember, this is a weird time, so Pokemon was pretty big, and Burger King just came out with a big kids meal.
Mm-hmm.
It was a double cheeseburger, and you got the Pokeball and the Pokemon
And
in
the
it.
plush inside.
Yeah, that was great. That was the
was
best
a
of
solid
times. Yeah, things have only been downhill from there.
Wow, you guys are really making me feel bad about my childhood.
What I liked about the Pokeball is there was a clip, so you clipped it onto your belt.
Yeah.
So
So,
it was like
like
a
an
cartoon.
actual Pokeball. Yeah.
Do you remember that same thing? They had an additional toy that you had to buy for $5. It was a gold-plated Pokemon card.
Right, yeah.
Man, did they lie to us about this stuff.
I know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gold-plated.
Do you remember all those things where you thought that they were going to be worth money? Like Beanie Babies.
Beanie Babies is the first one.
Yeah. And then Pogs, there was definitely like you could collect the nice Pogs. Pokemon cards are essentially useless now. What, Marco, are there any of those things from your growing up that you thought would be worth something?
That would be worth something. Oh man, no.
There wasn't anything you collected? Yeah, there
You didn't
was.
collect anything?
Yeah, you collected Furbies was your...
Furbies?
Yeah.
Are those like talking things?
Yeah.
I collected those.
You didn't collect them, but like your cousins did. Like you and your cousins all had them.
I definitely had one.
Yeah.
And I just remember you'd watch the news, it was like the hot toy. People were destroying stores trying to get them.
Right.
Because Walmart decided they were going to hide them in the store.
Do you
I-
remember
I-
that? Like Black Friday? Like Marco, how much do you remember about? Like, have you ever been truly to a Black Friday sale?
No, I do it all online.
Right. I
Which,
guess.
it's crazy because I remember my parents were like concerned.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not doing this.
Right.
Like, this is dangerous. Like, there's
People
no
got
sale
killed
I
doing
feel
it,
like I've
right?
seen you out on Black Friday. Like we've seen each other out because you would go and scrape up the old DVD bins.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened because
And I
Black
was working at
Friday-
Sears, and you would like come and yeah.
you would go late at night, and of course, like, $5 for whatever new movie was out. I used to just clean
Yeah.
up.
It's getting to the point though where Black Friday deals aren't even as good as what they used to be.
No, like it's with the internet, you can't. I mean, basically, you can't charge too much for stuff. So people are pretty much charging what they can get away with.
Yeah. They should like block off like maybe like online sales. You don't get the deal. Force people to have to go into the store to do it.
Yeah, in the time of COVID, Marco, that's great. Let's force a bunch of people to go fight each
Just
other.
because people have literally died at Black Friday sales.
Marco's
people
like,
have been-
Honestly, I would love to be a part of that big, like chaos. I want to try it.
I mean, I worked. I've been on both sides, so I worked it, and I went there early morning just as like a thing to do because it's fascinating the way that people act
Yeah.
when they're trying to get like the big thing when I think it was at the height when we were probably like 12 or 13. It was like before internet deals really were a thing, but there was enough like advertisements there's enough information going out in the world where people like knew the sales were happening, and then no internet where you can buy it online. And the big thing one year was a 5 megapixel digital camera, and that seems so ridiculous now. But it's like you had to wait in line for hours, get a little ticket to make sure that you were guaranteed whatever thing that you were getting.
That's insane because our phones have like these crazy megapixel cameras. I don't even know what they are, but they're way higher than that.
It was like digital cameras had first come out, and 5 megapixels was a big deal.
Yeah,
That was a lot of megapixel for the camera.
Oh.
The jump in technology has just been insane.
It's crazy.
Where you're watching a show from 5-6 years ago, and they're just like, again, still have the digital camera, still looking at it.
Right.
It's just insane. But especially where we're at, where it's like we're a small area, we didn't have that many stores, but people were camping out at Best Buy.
Best Buy, you go to the mall the night, like Thanksgiving night, evening, and then people be there already waiting for the next day.
Just insane. Or people that like skip Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, isn't technology like it increases at like an exponential rate? Because it doesn't like double in power so it doubles like every couple years or something essentially, right? Isn't that like Moore's law or something?
Moore's law is what it is.
But I don't know. I think it's like they say it's also ending at the same time. Moore's law.
I think that this is something that we were talking about. I don't know if you guys are talking about it. Yeah, it's the number of transistors in microphones.
Oh, it looks more like a linear increase though. That graph.
So in our parents' generation, maybe grandparents, things got more expensive as things got better, which is logical. Like houses got more expensive, cars got more expensive, televisions, and then it hit this weird point, probably right around 2010, maybe after TVs. Like now, technology is getting cheaper. Like you can get a nicer computer now, way nicer for way cheaper.
Yeah.
You can get a way nicer TV now for next to nothing.
Well, like recently, the Nvidia's new graphics card, the 3080, is like $700, but 2 years ago, the flagship model they released was like $1,400.
Right. It's crazy. So it's like instead of being a market where we have like tangible long-term investments, like when you used to get a house, like your long-term investment, and it still is, but a lot of the things that the newer, younger generation is spending money on is all depreciating in value.
Really quick, because people are buying a new phone every year.
Yeah.
I have a friend that like he moved out like right after high school, got a giant TV from Best Buy, got a Best Buy credit card. He just now paid off that TV, and it's not even like special.
Right.
There's nothing crazy about that TV.
Yeah, it's probably not even good. It's probably not even.
And that's what he said. He's like, I have to use it because I just paid it off. But he's like, in that time period, now I can get a 55-inch TV for like $300.
Right.
So you're telling me by the time I move out of mother's house,
yeah, 60 years.
Yep.
When the tax.
Like I'm going to get like a fairly nice house for cheaper than like what it would.
No, I'm saying that the things that are, those things are going up in price.
Okay, those are going up in price.
Like it's just weird that was how everything was though when our grandparents were.
Yeah.
You know, as they got older, things got more expensive. We're watching new products decrease in price, which is pretty wild.
Because you gotta think, I'd like to take the music example. So it's like you buy a record. Well, then CDs when they first came out were like $25.
Crazy.
Then all of a sudden the CD bin got to $5.
Yeah.
And now CDs are probably still up there in price because no one buys them.
No one buys them. Yeah.
So there's two different reasons why something's super.
I think
expensive.
they're like around like $10 for a CD right now. So, but they got cheaper and then went back up again.
Right. I don't know if you ever remember like cassettes did the same thing. I remember like going to the store as a kid and there'd be a cassette bin.
Yeah.
And they were just, it was like $5 for $1. They were just trying to get rid of these like giant bins of cassettes.
You can buy whatever you want. Mom's card is right on there. It's her account.
She's a big supporter of the podcast.
She
bought
pays
us all
for
new
all
leather
the supporters.
chairs.
That's so crazy. You can't even buy. So this is a new band. They only are selling vinyl.
Respect.
And it's $20.
As a vinyl fan,
What about that
that's why
audio
they brought it
CD?
back.
No, they don't. I think this is download.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Oh, is it actually?
Sorry, old man doesn't know how to use Amazon.
That's
I
51.
put in Muzz album. It didn't come up.
But I can $15 for a CD.
Yeah.
That's new. I mean, if I was a fan of the band, I'd be like, okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the last time there was new music out that. Well, actually, I do. It's been a while that I consistently listen to a full album, though.
It's been a while.
Been a while, and then we just got striked from YouTube.
And we're cut.
Great. He's gonna drive up from Springfield. Aaron Lewis from Stained. Gonna drive up here.
No, he lives in Worthington.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's even closer.
Actually, I think he might have just sold his house though.
Probably.
Who did?
Aaron Lewis.
The lead singer of Stained.
Yep, don't
You
know.
make a bunch of racist comments on stage and people get all upset.
Get all worked up.
Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid you get super racist in front of a large group of people recording you. Oh, is that not rock and roll?
Does Matthew McConaughey have a book?
Looks like it. But was it written by him?
It says Matthew McConaughey at the bottom.
It's likely not written by him, but like a ghostwriter probably wrote it, put his name on it.
Alright guys, you ready for some nerd news?
Nerd news. Nerd news.
Alright, so for the third week in a row, we're going to talk about the Spider-Man movie.
Oh, really?
They're going to go right into production after he has done, Tom Holland's done with the Departed movie. But the rumor is now that they're going to take out Kraven the Hunter, the one I talked about 3 minutes last week, how he deserves his own movie. They're going to take him out.
Completely missed all of that.
You were day drunk. You said some pretty nasty things. So he's out, but the person they're thinking about adding Daredevil, the Netflix Daredevil character. Because in the comics, those two teamed up quite a bit. Daredevil and Spider-Man, because they're both in New York. They're both on the ground level.
Will it be the same actor?
They're thinking they want Charlie Cox back.
Watch your mouth. Cox. This.
No, he's just related to chicken.
Okay, please.
Whoa.
Marco. Leave chickens out of this. He was great. Did you guys watch that series?
No.
Loved it.
Okay.
Why wouldn't you watch that series,
Why wouldn't you
Marco?
watch that, Marco?
Daredevil?
Yeah,
Daredevil.
you spent all that time sitting in your bedroom staring at the ceiling. Why not watch Daredevil?
Because I didn't want to hold my phone above like my head.
You have a TV.
Yeah.
You literally just had to roll over on one shoulder and lay there.
Yeah, no, I have the TV, but I have nothing set up to it to watch things.
Yeah, you have.
It's called to your phone. You screencast.
No, but he also has his PlayStation hooked up to it.
But my PlayStation is in the other room.
Yeah, watch in the other room.
But there's nothing.
Okay, Marco is describing one basement in which there isn't even a wall separating where he wants to watch it from where he can easily watch it. Walk the 10 feet over to the couch in front of the TV and play on your PlayStation.
I find it fascinating though the things I think of when staring at the ceiling.
I doubt that. All right, Joe. You and I are going to talk about. I'm excited.
Name one thing that you thought of while staring at your ceiling. Name one fascinating thing that you thought of. Just one.
Strap in, folks. This is going to be great because he's already in tears. You've been called out.
I sit there, I stare at the white wall.
No,
and
we
I
understand your
We
process.
know what you're doing.
What did you come
you
up
just
with?
said that you find fascinating the things that you think of while staring. So name us one. If they're so fascinating,
Imagine if the ceiling was a different color.
that's Marco.
Okay.
I'm gonna quit this
like
podcast.
yesterday when I was doing it, I was thinking about the math problem on my homework, and I was thinking about all the different answers I could give, and which one was actually the correct
because
answer.
math is notorious for ambiguous answers.
Not well. When you don't understand what's being asked, you think of a lot of different possibilities.
Okay, so that's not very fascinating.
I thought it was fascinating where my mind was
You
going.
know what's more
You know what's
fascinating?
fascinating? I can do math wrong. Like, come on.
4 plus 5. Peaches. 4 plus 5. Blue.
I like to think he was thinking he was so deep too. He's like, oh, I'm so deep. I'm so brutal.
I don't even know what I think of. I just sit there and I think, and then I.
You're like a 90s lady singer. It was so deep.
A lady singer? A guy that sings to ladies, or a lady?
No, lady singer. What's
Oh.
that? There was that woman that used to
I'm
sing.
a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a...
Philosophy is it something on a cereal box? Religion. Wow, you are so deep.
We're gonna have a Sadie B. Hawkins dance up in this thing.
Do you think that's what I should do for my voicemail? Is do like a jingle? Hey, this is Marco Incorporated. Please call back or text.
That was not a jingle. That was it sounded just like a head injury. That's. I mean, I think we're probably at about what are we at right now?
We're at
So we're
49
at
minutes,
49
10
minutes.
seconds.
It's like our natural wrap up spot.
Yeah, seems like a natural wrap-up shot. We can do. Sorry, I'm excited for Daredevil and Spider-Man to team up on the.
Oh
big
right, we
screen.
didn't get to your. Let's go back to Daredevil.
This happens every time with nerd
I
news.
know we always skip over your nerd news because someone says something asinine. wonder if my ceiling were purple. That'd be cool. My ceiling
I
were
think a
orange.
purple ceiling would look cool.
My arm is too tired to hold my phone. Can't wait to buy a dog and be home alone all day. You take a very popular character with Daredevil, the best rendition we have, and you add it to the boyish charms of Tom Holland.
Yeah.
I think they offset each other nice. It's happy, it's sad, it's dark, it's happy.
I may be
Right.
biased and old school, but I love the idea of a Catholic superhero because he's dealing with a very rigid set of moral rules, but he's also beating the hell out of people. Still thinking about your ceiling, huh?
You're very a Catholic one. You said, were they? I can't say.
You didn't even see the show, but yeah, so you have the religious aspect tied into the morality. What I liked about the show is they showed him going to like confession,
Yeah,
and he's
right.
just like, "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned."
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like they opened up a couple times.
What are they doing? Preventing crimes of like gay marriage and stuff? Is that what they're doing?
The Pope actually just came out in support of gay, not marriage, but gay civil union.
I saw that. Good on him. He's a very
Good on him.
progressive
He's
pope.
a progressive Pope. That's what all old white women say.
A
He's a
PP.
very progressive Pope. PP. Father PP.
But also, if they do make that jump from a TV show into the movies, I think it opens up a lot of possibilities.
Daredevil had some of the best, most realistic fight scenes of any show, like any superhero show I've ever seen.
When they added the Punisher in season 2,
Yeah.
I thought that was a really good movie
Yeah.
Is there any other version of Daredevil, or is this the first one?
Well, funny you should ask that. Well, I'm going to go to Brandon for that, since it's his little boy crush.
too. It was early 2000s, and Ben Affleck was on a deep downhill slide.
Into Jennifer Gardner.
Oh. That's over now.
Divorced after having 10 kids. How dare you?
Yeah.
Anyways,
Now he dates Ana de Armas, who's like 20 years younger than him.
I don't know what we're supposed to do with
Do
him.
you guys
He
remember
asks
this
a
little treat?
question, we go to answer.
Yeah, no, continue with it.
Yeah, so it was pretty bad. So 2005, and I would say by 2006 it was a TV movie on in the summers.
Yeah. FX would play it like in the middle of the day on a Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, what was even worse is she got her own solo movie as Elektra because they banked on it too early. They're like, oh yeah, people are gonna love this. So Jennifer Gardner is playing a samurai, who I believe in the comics is Asian. So this is back in the day when whitewashing was a thing.
Yeah, when you could just whitewash a movie and no one really cared.
I remember, so 2005, oh, it was Elektra, so 2003
Right.
was Daredevil. I just remember watching it as a kid. I'm just like, oh, it's a superhero movie. It's going to be awesome. I just remember, like, this doesn't make sense.
Do you remember like that age that you got to where you started having actual opinions on movies?
Yeah.
And like a movie started to suck? Like I watched all the Batman movies happily before I realized that most of them are terrible.
Hey, that's what I did with the prequels.
Val Kilmer was my favorite actor until I turned 12. The thing with Elektra too is, not many people know this, but it did so bad at the box office, they just made it an episode of Alias.
Deep cuts.
So it's in season 6 of Alias, she just pretends to be this kind of weird knife wielder. She has the worst weapons. So those are, whose are those, Donatello's weapons?
Yes.
From those little like hand tridents.
But they brought her into the Daredevil TV series. Complete badass. I love that arc.
So
You
did
don't
Ben
remember
Affleck?
Season 2?
I think it might have been season 2. They,
Okay.
spoiler alert, kills her off, but they bring her back pretty quickly.
Right.
So did Ben Affleck play Daredevil?
Yes.
Yeah, his-
And that's why everyone got really shitty when he got cast as Batman. They're like, he can't do this again. I'm trying to think of what was bad about it. Definitely the story.
There was like this weird revelation where it rained out so he could see everything, and that was like supposed to be the cool like part of the movie.
Oh, that's right. It was all red.
Yeah.
Half the
yeah.
movie was shot in like a
Right.
red lens.
You were like seeing what he could see, but he was blind, so it didn't
That
make
was so
any
bad.
sense.
There was it actually turned me off superheroes movie for a while. This one, there's a Fantastic Four.
Oh god,
That was
awful,
really
too.
bad.
Wait, so Daredevil's blind.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. He's getting kicked off the podcast really quick. Yeah, so Daredevil, it's actually a fun story. So back in the day, comics weren't as huge, so they had a lot more liberties.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a boy. There was like waste or something gets in his eyes. It falls off a truck, gets him in the
Yeah.
eyes, and he goes blind. But his other senses get like turned up to 100, so he can pretty much see, almost like sonar. So the Ninja Turtles came out like 2 years after the Daredevil run, and since they were like an underground comic, they took unnamed waste, and that's what fell into the sewers, and turned them into the Ninja Turtles. So I believe the Ninja Turtles fight the Foot Clan, which is a spin-off of Daredevil because Daredevil fights the Hand.
Mm-hmm.
So all of Ninja Turtles is kind of hilarious. Because it's just kind of a burn on Daredevil.
So there was a weird twist. Not twist, like a tipping point of where comic book movies actually became good. Because they were so campy for a long time.
I want to say it's when the Christopher Nolan Batman.
That would be my guess too. For
That
Batman Begins.
Or the X-Men movies.
I would say the first X-Men movie was a good start. Spider-Man was a good start.
Okay,
Yeah.
Spider-Man was up before. I would give Spider-Man.
But as far as a complete experience, I would say that first Batman movie.
I'd say those are the rising action. The climax is the first Batman movie.
What was Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, I want to say was 2002, I believe.
Yeah, 2002.
So that puts the first Batman movie at 2004,
So that's
Yeah.
2003. Daredevil came out right after.
which was right kicking the chops.
Hulk. I can't remember if this one's such. That's
That one was
the Eric
bad.
Bana one, right?
Terrible.
Yeah.
They also did. I think that was the weird one where they kept trying to make the screen look like comic book strips.
Right. Yeah.
So all of a sudden you'd
yeah.
be watching it and there'd be 4 panels. I hated it so much. Halle Berry Catwoman movie. That was obviously a good decision.
How dare you.
What's weird, people don't talk about Blade. The Blade movies were right there all along. I feel like they don't
yeah,
get a lot of credit.
yeah.
I forgot they had a Superman movie.
It's very
Constantine is one of the ones I liked, but people did not like it.
forgettable. That was Keanu.
Yeah. Sin City was a awesome
changer.
movie. Such a good movie. V for Vendetta was good. This was the year right here, 2005. Batman Begins, Sin City, and V for Vendetta all in the same year. Come on.
Wait,
Also had Elektra and Fantastic Four.
So that was right, 2005. It was oddly enough where I just didn't stick with it. I went
Yeah.
back later and saw a bunch, but I was
Whoa,
like,
whoa,
I can't
whoa.
keep watching these.
The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D. We're forgetting about that.
I was gonna say, I remember the first one. I think I was too old by the time it came out. Marco, were those your jam? I remember
No.
Stallone was in it, so he must have been hurt for
George Lopez was in it. He was the villain.
When did the first Iron Man come out? Was that 08?
Oh wait.
Okay, so
Yeah, I remember it was 08 because we skipped. My friend Harrison and Matt and I all went to go. We skipped class to go see it in theaters, but I could just leave because no one cared. Like I had like 2 BS classes at the end. No one was gonna say anything, and same with Matt. But Harrison had like actual classes, so we had to have another girl in the class call up the school as Harrison's mom. But instead of saying Mrs. her actual last name, he said, "This is Mrs. Harrison," calling out for Harrison. So, like the person, I was like, Harrison. Is that his name?
all right, good times.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think as long as we covered Batman Begins, we've done it.
All right, sounds good.
Indeed.
We're gonna wrap it up here, boys and girls. And Steve sighting this morning.
Yeah, I saw
That's big
Steve
news.
Jones today. My heart swelled. I cried a little bit.
So the word is getting out there. So when you see Steve,
Send him our way.
tell him we're looking for him on the Nerds in the Gym podcast.
Steve Jones.
His calves looked as good as ever.
Great calves.
Cavalicious. All right, guys, we'll catch you next week.
Adios.
Muchachos.